Court dismisses AA suit seeking to nullify Edo Global poll. Hello, my wonderful people. We want to say a very big thank you for you always being there. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, subscribe if this is your first time. We truly, really appreciate you. God bless you. Please don't forget to be the reason for someone to smile today. It is good to be good. Yes, after the court case of APC seeking to nullify Governor Gordon Obaseki, when the Abuja High Court dismissed, saying that APC lacked evidence, there's still 4 cases ongoing with relation to the same trying to nullify Obaseki from the wins of September 19. AAC is one of the party. Let's understand all that is going on. A federal high court in Benin presided by Justice Dami Ajayi yesterday dismissed a suit filed by the African Action Congress AAC seeking to nullify the September 19, 2020 Edo State governorship election. The plaintiff approached the court over claim that the defendant, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, excused the names of their candidates prior to the polls. Delivering the judgment, the court held that although it was within the plaintiff's rights to file this application, within 14 days of publishing the names of governorship candidates by the defendant, it maintained that their counsel was complacent over the issue. The court had that such forms were not collected or refused by the defendant. It was not possible for such names to be published by INEC, who did not have the information, and thereby dismisses the application for being filed out of time as stipulated by INEC requirements. The AA has filed a suit seeking the nullification of the September 19, 2020 election over the alleged unlawful exclusion of their political party from the list of parties that contested the polls. They also allege that the defendant refused to accept the forms of their candidates when submitted. Meanwhile, Obaseki has sworn in 8 new judges appointed to the Edo State High Court and assured the judiciary of his administration greater support and urged them to give the best at all times. The judiciary arm is an arm that gives the people hope, as justice is always being served by people who are true and honest to make sure that the people get justice at every point in time. The governor gave the assurance while addressing the new judges during the swearing-in ceremony at Government House, Benin City. He congratulated the judges and urged them to carry out their duty without fear or favor. This appointment is by God Almighty, not by any man. It's only God that enthrones and puts a man in position. The new judges, however, also pledge to give their best to humanity, as they know that they are serving under God, who has given them the opportunity to be judges, to see to the affairs of people's predicament or statement, however it may come. Obaseki said his administration has taken a great step in making Edo one of the judiciary hub in the country, stating that today history is made in the swearing in of the 8 judges. We've never had it like this in the history of Edo in this kind. This is to make sure that we continue in our commitments to strengthen the judiciary and to make sure that people get justice whenever there is a need for it. So AAC is seeking that the whole process, the whole election be nullified. What is the reason? They said they felt that they were excluded from the said election that happened. INEC in that defense is saying that they had the opportunity to do the right thing. They had the opportunity to file in at the right time, which they did. However, the forms that were filled by the candidates did not really and truly reflect that they understood all that was going on. The candidate was supposed to fill the form, and they felt some sense of lackadaisiciousness that the person did not really show much concern. It felt like it's just another party there just to, make sure that they stand in their grounds and, they just derail the whole process and system. They did not feel that this party knew exactly what they were doing. There was a 14-day ultimatum for them to respond. That they did send the forms, however, these forms were not filled and signed in as at when due. And within the 14 days, when the list of the parties that will be taking part in the election was released, they did not really deem it fit to come up on board at that time. They did not do something quickly to say, INEC, we notice an omission. Can this be quickly corrected? And what that implies is if there is a case like that, and the people have indicated within the 2 weeks period, which is termed the 14 days, INEC go ahead and include that name that is duly, that is, adequately, that all things being equal, is legit, and all the boxes ticked for them to be part of that election. Will go back, re add that name and republish the list of the parties that will be taking part in the said election. But INEC, on their part, feels that this party was rather, nonchalant. They didn't really feel anything. I mean, they couldn't be bothered. And within the 14 days expiration for them to nullify and notify INEC that they were excluded from the said election, what did they do? They quickly filed in a lawsuit, and the process would have been easier and simpler if they have just gone on to say, we excluded this and this and this, and INEC would have gone ahead, include them in the process, and republish that name. So, I mean, this is what they are talking about. And at the end of the day, we saw that case was thrown out of the court. So this is one of the court cases as well, against Governor Gordon Obaseki, because if they had won the case, the implications would have been that INEC now has a duty to go back and reconduct the whole of Edo State election. For someone to be excluded means that that person had potential. The whole 14 candidates that took part in that election, everybody at the start of the race have equal opportunity and possibilities. So anybody could have as well been the winner. So what that implies is that Governor Gordon Obaseki's position as the governor would have been nullified, with everyone going back to the polls. But in this case, since the case has been dismissed, there is no position for that. That is one hat on Obaseki's head. That is one feather added to his hat. Like the court case we saw regarding to APC thrown out. Now this is AAC, and it's a good time for him to concentrate and deliver on his electoral mandates promised to the people of Edo State. Have a lovely day. God bless you. Bye for now.